All right, everyone. Again, today I'll be running you through Bonga calls. So the core part of customer support always VoIP, right? So how do your customers reach you in through inbound calls, outbound calls, and the rest? So call section is usually very easy to use. So it's been built in such a way that when it's segmented between the different teams like agent level, supervisor level, at the admin level, everyone just gets what they need to get as well. So for ease of use, you as the agent that is logged in, you get access to what we call the overview section or your dashboard, my dashboard section, where you're able to see like you as the agent that is logged in, how many calls have you done in total, how many of those are inbound, how many of those were outbound. You're also able to see how many you actually missed. Ignore the video below. It's just a how-to video as well that will help you navigate and help understand what the company is trying to achieve. But also, part of what you get is also really nice analytics reports and where to also follow up on your CSAT to know um, how agents are performing or if they are pushing your customers into doing a CSAT survey like you want them to. So one, you have analytics for inbound, where you're able to see how many calls are being made in or how many calls are being received, how many of those are abandoned, how many of those are answered, and all that. You also get to see calls by day. So this just gives you an overview of how day-to-day progression looks like. So the chart is very easy to use, and you can actually play around with it to even understand data on an hourly level. Actually, really, um, you have more analytics in terms of calls by agents to understand inbound, and hourly analytics to also help you understand which hours are the busiest. So, of course, similar analytics on outbound as well. Some real good and interactive dashboards also on outbound to show you outbound data, how that looks like. So, overall analytics where we merge inbound data, outbound data, and agent data. So you're able to see in terms of inbound data how many calls. So in terms of calls combined, how that is performing, right? How many in total? How many of those inbound, outbound, abandoned, missed, and all that. Um, uh, Two pie charts to differentiate outbound and inbound on our day-to-day progression as well. Filterable by date and also downloadable, all of them as well. Month-on-month progression for inbound, month-on-month progression for outbound. Really key to also understand how agents are performing. So who's doing the least number of calls, who's doing the most number of calls as well, who's missing more, and who's also doing most outgoing or outbound inbound as well. So call SLS also to help you understand your ring time, because you don't want the ring time to be too long, as that will affect customer satisfaction. Talk time, as you want to minimize how long a customer is on call with an agent before a solution is found. Wrap up time and hold time as well. So wrap up time, just the transition between when a call is hanged up to when the next call is picked up as well. Hold time, really key. You don't want your agents to put your clients on hold for too long. Of course, this is filterable by dates for you to be able to understand specific days, numbers as well. Okay. Uh, so on the CSAT section, you're able to, of course, come up with the CSAT surveys, but also monitor how the surveys are performing. So you also get to see how the surveys are performing in real time as well. How many responses of the survey you're getting? How's the NPS score looking like? How is the if there's FCR being offered in those particular kind of calls or not? So you get to have interactive ones over here as well. Just a really nice dashboard to show that as well. The call report section, for the agent that's logged in, they get what they call my report section, where they're able to see the cost that they have been able to handle based on their extension. And the overall report just gives you an aggregate of what the entire team is doing. Of course, really interactive. You can be able to just play around with this to be able to understand different data as well. However, I want to show you one of the things. So one of the things that we do is, of course, this data is downloadable, yes. However, in case where you want to pull call recordings, so just a click on that and you're able to play a recording for a call that happened. You're able to also download and share it externally as well. Really cool features also. So you don't necessarily have to keep on downloading every recording. You can actually play them directly from the software. Running a call with that button over here. So when you click on the button, launches the dialer, and you're able to run out calls. Always make sure you have this on green. If it's on red, it means there's possibly an outage, so the extension is not connecting, so you're not able to make calls. But if it's on green, then you're good to go. So let me just click on that. So always also make sure connections are enabled. So enabling connections just ensure that, especially for inbound calls, if the dialer is minimized, I'll just simulate an inbound call and call in so that you see what that means. So when an inbound call comes in, when an inbound call comes in, they're able to see. Sorry, uh, t- 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 so you'll be able to get notified when an inbound call comes in right here, and you should be able to pick up the call directly. So you also can, in the case of running an outbound call, just do a random number and call out. So you can be able to also run outbound calls directly from there. And for So in a case of outbound calls, you're able to see the call directly from there. I'll mute on this other side to reduce interference. Okay. So you should be able to see who you're calling because of caller line identification that is enabled already. And with a click on that, so if you click on the identifier, it's able to launch for you that contact's profile, and instantly you're able to see previous interactions so that when you're talking to them, you have details like their email, location, ID number if that's how you saved it, or any other information that you saved as well, and can be able to do confirmation like, "Hi Ben, thanks for calling Company A. How can I be of assistance? Let's confirm your email. Let's confirm your location or phone number registered with. What's the previous communication we had with you, because you already have it over here, regardless of the source. If it's from WhatsApp, from Facebook, from email, they'll all populate over here. And if you need to be able to just check out that communication, just click on the button and it immediately shows you the communication, the last communication that you had with that customer, in terms of if it's from any other source that is not tickets as well. So just click on that, go back to the customer profile. Again, you're able to see any deals that you've closed with this customer. So what they have signed up for with you in terms of monetary value. If you send them any SMS as well, they'll populate over here. Emergency contacts and any kind of documentations that you have with them will also populate over there as well. So really, really easy to use and a really good feature. So when calls are going on, of course, on a supervisor level for quality monitoring, that's the button just right below the dialer. There's a call monitoring button. So when you click on that, you're able to see all the ongoing calls will populate down here as well. And based on that, you're able to do to whisper, which is join a call and guide an agent on call without the client knowing that the agent is actually being guided. Just able to join the call and just listen in with the spy functionality. So listen in to ongoing calls without either the agent or the client knowing that you are actually listening in. And lastly, barge into the call, take over the call completely and remove the agent from queue so that you can be able to take over. Very ideal when an agent is handling with an irate customer that you feel like you're able to take over and help with. Still, while the call is going on, you have an option to do call dispositioning. So just disposition the calls as tickets as well. So that this particular customer's history is well populated. For a number that you've not saved, you can just click on that and be able to save the number as well, right? If it's a new number or a new caller calling in, so that the next time they're calling, you have an actual profile for them, such as this, and you're able to create a personalization on the call as well. So of course, that is just to add on the DTMF. However, you have the mute functionality, hold functionality, transfer, and also an option to transfer them to CSAT. So transfer them to another agent or transfer them to CSAT campaign so that they're able to grade your services as well. So that's mostly on calls. Very short, very direct. Please leave feedback. A couple of other updates that should be coming up during the month that will also be covered in a different video as well. Check out the next video when we talk about our campaign section as well.